Seth Hundeby, back at Mosaic Stadium. Does it feel like home?
Relatively. I mean, like in a lot of places of Canada, it definitely is closer to home than not. Like I've played a lot of football games here, and it's in Saskatchewan, man, so it is pretty close to home.
We're going to talk about your season with the University of Saskatchewan Huskies in a moment, but you were saying earlier this morning, I was coming down the players' elevator. I knew exactly where I was going. When you were a member with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, was that special?
Yeah, it was really cool. I had the opportunity of seeing like some of the guys, like I saw Trevor Harris and Coach Mason, like super excited for those guys, and they were really awesome, wished us luck, and it was a super cool situation to be in.
A lot of the players on the Roughriders talked about how the family atmosphere and culture was built in Saskatoon during training camp. You were a part of that. You saw it come to life. Did you? Yes or no?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I could feel it in those rooms. Like Coach Mace definitely like kicked it off with just like that family, and I felt like everyone bought into that. So it's really cool to see those guys go out there and some kick some butt, take some names, and I'm so happy for those guys. You know, it's cool being a Riders fan to see them win, but to actually know some of them a little bit more personally and see them celebrate, I was so happy for those guys.
Did you find yourself watching games differently this year, understanding the concepts that the defense was trying to run?
Yeah, like I will say I watched still a little bit as a fan in that sense, but seeing like the guys more so. Like seeing Jameer Thurman make plays or A.J. Allen, like knowing those guys a little bit more personally, or like even the fact that Trevor Harris called me after I got drafted, I'm like, man, that's so cool. Like I know that guy like better than a lot of people. So no, that made it really special to watch this season.
So then as the season progressed and A.J. Allen starts to make his presence felt as a Canadian linebacker at a non-traditional Canadian starting spot, what did you see in that group of linebackers that you worked with as they all seemed to make that progression?
Man, that group of linebackers, I was a little nervous coming in, new group. I was curious to see what it was like at the professional level, but great group of guys, really helpful. Like really fun to spend like time with, and I was super grateful that I got the opportunity this May to spend as much time as I did. And once again, I can't say it enough. I'm super duper happy for those guys.
Seth Hundeby, when you were drafted, when you went through the combine process, you made it abundantly clear that you had something that you wanted to finish at the University of Saskatchewan, and your intention was to return to the Huskies and play this year. Are you still okay with that decision, knowing that the Rough Rider team just won a Grey Cup?
Yeah, no, I thought about that, especially with them having as strong of a team. But no, I'm pretty happy with my decision. I think it's going to set me really up well in the future of just like having engineering, be able to finish that off, have it in my back pocket. Because as much as I love football, football doesn't always love me, and I know like it will say no at some point, as it does for every single player. So having engineering in the back pocket will be good. And I'm still playing football, making great memories, and having a lot of fun doing it.
All of that said, you were able to take a lot away, I would assume, from that Rough Rider training camp experience, being here for the preseason game. What did you take away?
Oh man, like even just getting to play at like the higher level, getting to talk to like Jameer Thurman, who has had like, I believe, more experience in the CFL than I have experience playing football. Just going into that situation, acting like a sponge, taking up every bit of information that I could, and then learning how to apply it to my game here. It was super duper helpful, and I'm so happy I got that opportunity.
And did you relay any of the things you learned to your teammates with the Huskies?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. We added a couple drills into like our linebacker indies, and like there was lots where like if I knew something or I felt like I had a bit of information, kind of how some of those older guys did with me, with like the Riders, I wanted to do with like the younger guys with like the Huskies. Just give as much information, make them as good of linebackers as they can be, and if they want to use it, they can or whatever. So I don't know, just be as positive on a mark on this facility as I can.
Let's fast forward to August then of this year, where your team meets for the first time. You go through the starts of training camp and start rolling towards the season. It starts with, may I suggest, a new old defense with Cody Halseth as the new defensive coordinator. How has anything changed, or how did it change and evolve from that point?
Yeah, no, it definitely was a bit of a change. Spending 5 years with Warren Musica, you get a little bit used to of like what the pace is going to be. But I think Cody's done a really good job of kind of building in his new defense and like his mentality. And there was a couple conversations where things maybe weren't quite clicking in there in August, but then I feel like as a defense we really hit our stride and we're figuring things out. And he's a really good DC, smart, easy to approach and talk about things. So I think overall things have been going pretty well.
You roll into the regular season and week one happens. Describe what happens in week one.
Man, it was exciting. Like going to Alberta, we knew that they were going to be a good team, physical. And especially when you come to the Can West, it's just every game is going to be a good game. So it was fun to get to be in a new defense, play with some new guys, and just wear the S for one more time, man. Like that was my last week one, and just enjoyed it for what it was.
Have you looked, Seth Hundeby, at this season as a whole bunch of last times?
Honestly, like, not as much. I'm kind of enjoying it for what it's worth and not really reminiscing on the past or like what it's going to end. I'm just enjoying everything for where my 2 feet are, having a great time, spending time with the guys. I just love playing football, love this organization, love the program.
Rough Riders' mantra is going 1-0 every week. Did you carry that over to this season of Canada West football?
Yeah, no, I feel like as Huskies, we kind of have a similar mantra just because, like, that's what you got to do. And especially you can't take any teams lightly, especially in the Can West. So going 1-0 it's huge. It's what you need to do. And especially once you get to playoffs, that's the most crucial thing every week.
You hit a bump on, if you will, a speed bump along the way, but then you right the ship with a victory over Regina to set yourselves up to finish first in Canada West. What was going right at that point in the season?
I think, going in Can West, and we had close games, and we did, as you say, like, had a bump in the road, and I think that built a little bit of resiliency and a little bit of like, hey, like, there's a reality in a place where we won't win games if we don't execute, and that just built kind of a group of guys who are like, all right, like, let's look nose to the grindstone, keep playing, play after play, just gritty, like, never count anyone out, and just keep playing.
I know you battled a bit of a nick. You were able to get back into the lineup after that, but you also were able to come up with a pick six and have some other key plays. You look back at your season as a whole in the regular season, are you satisfied?
Yeah, no, I'm overall I'm happy. Obviously, there's a couple plays I wish I could have back and whatnot, but overall, I'm just super grateful for the experiences that I've had with this team. It's a super special group, and I'm just happy to be a Husky.
Playoffs roll around, you get the win against UBC, then you come up against the University of Regina Rams in a rematch of the Hardy Cup, back on your turf again. How important was it to defend Griffith Stadium?
Man, playing at Griffiths, it's really big. I think Jaden Angle actually did the calculation. We're 27 wins, 3 losses there in our 5-year career, which kind of just shows like the drive to not want to lose at home. And a huge shout out goes to our fans, and just like, I don't know, it's our house, and like it feels really good to win there, and definitely gives you a little bit extra motivation.
When you're playing against the University of Regina Rams, a little added incentive in that game. Again, a rematch.
Yeah, no, they're definitely like our being another Saskatchewan team. They're our rivals. Know lots of them there, and like they're a good football team. They're well coached, got lots of athletes, so we knew it was going to be a good game. And yeah, it just boiled down to got to go 1-0 this week.
Mitchell Bowl, your last ever game at Griffith Stadium, a victory over Queens. Did you have that whole, well, this is my last game in Saskatoon creep in?
A little bit, yeah, especially after the game was done, looking around. And I was just grateful for all the experiences, all the things that I got to do on Griffiths. I love playing on Griffiths, and I feel like it's going to be one of my favorite places to play for a very, very long time. So I'm just super grateful for all the experiences I've had.
Come into the Vanier Cup. This program has been here to the dance. They just haven't gone home with the trophy that they want. How do you change that this weekend?
Keep playing football. If you just gotta, like, both teams that get here are good teams, and you just hope for a good game and hope that you're going to be able to execute. And when in doubt, just keep playing football. Every one down after another, and yeah.
How big of a mental challenge is the last couple of weeks against a Queens team and now a Montreal team who you haven't seen all year long, except for what you have to trust that you see on film?
Honestly, it's a little exciting. In Can West, you play the same 5 teams over and over, and I don't know how many times I've played Manitoba, but it's been a lot, especially when you include the preseason games. So new teams, it's fun. Watching film, it's a little bit more exciting. You're seeing new faces, you're seeing new body types. And yeah, I'm just excited that I got this group of guys who get to play one more game with.
You were a leader, a 5th year on this team. That comes inherently with time spent in the program, but also you can see it with what you do and the messages that you deliver to the younger players. Do you have anything special that you say this week to the younger guys?
Man, just be yourself. I think a lot of people get caught up in, oh man, this is a big game. I got to do a little bit more. I got to push a little bit harder. It's another game of football. Like the caliber that we practice at is what we should be playing at. Like this isn't a time when you got to go like above and beyond. You just got to do your job, and when plays come, you just make them. You're an athlete too. So and when in doubt, have fun. Like we're playing as coach likes to say, the best game there ever will be, or something or other, something along those lines. But yeah, it's a magnificent game, and just appreciate that we get to play as many games as we have.
Seth Hundeby, the last one for you is your quarterback, Anton Amandrew. The number ones were flashed by receivers and that made big plays last week. How have you been able to balance the emotions? Because I can't imagine what this team is going through supporting one of their own.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of love in our program, especially like going out to A's, and like we all know how much he wants it and how bad he loves this program. So a lot of those big plays, yeah, they go out to him. Would love to have him on the field. Would love those situations, but hey, man, the world's not always a nice place. But yeah, man, just giving him like a ton of love, making big plays, thinking about him. He's in our hearts for sure.
All the best on Saturday, and can't wait to see you at Ryder Camp next spring in Saskatoon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.